Stephen Speak, Extra Speak. A little more of everything and nothing. Don't forget to subscribe. Hello to another edition of Extra Speak. This one today is about memories. I was driving along the other day through the housing estate that I used to live as a kid. It's not the first house I lived in, the second house I lived in, the one I have the most memories on probably of growing up, from about 5 years old. And I took a shortcut to get back to the house I live in now, because I've always lived in the place I've lived. What can I say? I've always lived in Crewe. And I was driving through. It's a bit of a shortcut. They're doing some roadworks, and I came up this road, and it's a road that I remember playing on as a child, and it just brought some memories back. It's spring, and I was turning this corner, and on this corner in this housing estate, when I was a kid, dandelions used to grow in the verge where the curb is. And I remember sitting there as a child, and it's like quite a gentle curve into this other street, and the house on the corner always had like big conifers covering, like really really thick big conifers covering their boundary and their little tiny wall. And I remember as a kid like picking off I'm guessing it's the seeds, isn't it, or the start of pine cones? I'm guessing it's seeds, isn't it? I don't even know. They were like conifers. Whatever the things are, the little ball things you get on conifers, I'm guessing it's seeds. But we used to pick them. We used to have fights with them, to be honest. And his conifers used to have the massive ones, so they hurt when you threw them at each other. But I was driving along the other day, and what I saw was the dandelions growing in the grass verge, just like when I was a kid. And I was amazed. Now, it just, strange how the sight of something like that brings back such a feeling of youth and good times and just literally I used to sit on the pavement, and me and some of the kids, like, there was a few girls and a few lads that we used to, like, play with, all varying ages, some younger, some older than me, and we used to sit in, and we used to grasp the stalk of the dandelions, and the big yellow flower head was, like, at the top of our thumb, and we used to flick the flower heads off, and that used to be really good fun to us. I don't know why. Or if some of them had, or if they'd already turned into seed balls, we obviously flick them off, and seeds would be going everywhere. And yeah, but it just really brought back memories of doing that, and sitting on the verge, and it was kind of quite dangerous as well, because the cars used to come around. It was quite a windy road, but cars used to come around quite quickly, and the amount of times we've been told off by people, or there was quite an elderly populace in that area, and they used to come out and say, "Oh, don't sit on the grass verge, and don't sit on the curb. Go and play on that field over there. Why aren't you in your own houses?" And all that sort of stuff, as you get when you're a child. But at the time, you're carefree, you're focusing on what you're doing, and you're looking at these dandelions growing in this verge, and you're flicking them off, and causing a mess really. But yeah, it was innocent, and it just when I drove past the other day, it just really reminded me of doing that, and just the good times we used to have in that street. My road itself led up and turned to the left and ended up in a cul-de-sac. And this road I'm talking about was like, it joined two other roads. So my road like split off and led to a through road, and this other road like joined the two together. So it was only a short road. It's called Falmouth Road. I don't know why that's relevant, but you may know it. So we used to sit at the top of it and mess with the dandelions. But that was like a regular thing we used to do. Every time we'd walk around the estate, and every time we saw them grow back, that was it. Fun times, dandelion killing time. But we probably kept them germinated, to be fair, by doing that. That's probably why they grew back constantly. But they're still there. So maybe it's just luck, or maybe there's some kids on that estate still de-heading dandelions on that corner, and not thinking about the risks of having their toes cut off by a passing vehicle. Yeah, it's just a little thing. I was driving through the other day, and I just thought, oh, I'll tell you guys about it. And but yeah, it's amazing to me how that brought back that little memory. And it was such a good feeling as well, such a simple thing. Brought that back to me. So there you go. It hasn't inspired me to go and do it again. I think I'm past that phase of dandelion decapitation. But yeah. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and thanks for tuning in. You've been listening to Stephen Speak, Extra Speak. Speak to you soon. You've been listening to Stephen Speak, Extra Speak. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe.